All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Demon Slayer, Season 1, Episode 7.
Okay.
All right, so Tanjiro and Nezuko have gone back to back.
Yep.
They're going to be fighting off a demon here together.
Right. Yeah, that is split into three.
And it seems to be three distinct, separate personalities slash identities or aspects of a single demon.
Yep.
So, yeah. It's not just like some kind of projected, mirror image or even some clone, like, specific thing that if you destroy one, it doesn't do any damage to the main one or something.
Yeah. But they have to defeat them all simultaneously, and before they can get sucked back into the muck and goo that is the safe place where they can regenerate, so...
Or something. Yeah. So, yeah. That's an interesting thing here.
Yep.
And this is Tanjiro's first mission, so he wants to do this right, and he's protecting the boy that came with them. And also, now that they've gotten his sister out of this, he's got to stay close to them so that they don't get attacked again from either the ground or anything or what have you here. So, tricky situation.
Yep.
Hopefully they can pull their way out of this and not trigger Nezuko in any way that's... that does irreparable damage or brings about consequences.
But thankfully, she has been hypnotized. Yeah. So
yes, they
brought
that up, that Urokodaki specifically used something that makes her see demons as the enemy and humans as family.
Yep.
Which is really cool.
That does help a lot.
I kind of want to see some out-of-combat representations of that.
That would be really cool. Yeah.
Like, what does that look like? So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone. Now, be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below, and then come back here for the discussion. Well, okay.
Yep.
So he cleverly is able to dispatch the demon and then questions him about Muzan, who he is terrified of, and he also somewhat kind of casually remarks about how Nezuko doesn't even have any morphing abilities, and yet she's extremely strong, albeit rather simple because she doesn't know anything about fighting. She's just punching and kicking and attacking in whatever way she knows how. But it's all instinct, basically.
Yeah.
But she does have little things within her instinct that when she was in her human kind of mindset of like, oh, family, and she runs back to family, she doesn't look that like she has her defenses up. So when he attacks from the ground, the fact that she just goes boing, just jumps over like, nope, not not doing that. It's just like, whoa, wait. So the demon side and kind of the human intellect bit that's kind of there because of the because of the charm spell or what have you.
It's more of a fusion than just like a switching from one to the other. Like she's still...
Oh man, we're going full bleach, Jacob. Gonna get the fusion of Hollows and Shinigami.
Oh boy. But,
just where these kind of shows go eventually.
And we've got the Grand Fisher right here, so...
Yep. But this Grand Fisher might actually be a little bit... a little bit more endgame than the Grand Fisher was. Because what's freaky about us meeting Muzan this quickly is that Muzan then has to make a decision. Of, this demon hunter, slayer, what have you, found me.
Yeah.
Has this happened before?
Oh, I'm sure it has.
I think it has.
I mean, he's been around for 1,000 years. I'm like...
Okay. I have a thought, though. In more the recent times. Since he's been around for a long time, of course he's encountered others in the past. But has he ever encountered one that was able to find him out in a crowd with, Tanjiro's sense of smell? Because I think his sense of smell is still something that's a little... intense, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't shown any of the others to have some... smell, sense, extreme level of stuff like that.
And even if they do, they aren't necessarily tied or connected to. They don't have his scent, right? Because because Muzan
good point.
Specifically killed everyone that was there.
He would just smell like another demon. Basically.
He'd smell like another demon. But Tanjiro wasn't there. right? And then came back and was able to get the scent then, right?
Right.
And usually if Muzan does that, there would be a demon left behind, and the fact that Tanjiro survived, so the fact that he wasn't there so Muzan didn't kill him originally,
right?
And then when he comes back and his sister's now a demon, he manages to survive and not be killed by her.
Right.
That's extra layers of this shouldn't normally happen.
Right, so Muzan probably doesn't really worry about this kind of stuff because it's like, yeah, demons are all over the place. And he's like, yeah, if I get into a problem where one is like, I obviously tell him being tracked, or a dumb kid bumps into me and just is like, holding my sword. Like, that's so out of culture in terms of like probably what they would expect there, that he could probably be like, are you going to attack me?
Right.
Officers, you know, people this guy's going to draw a sword on me.
Right. And he can respond in a proper way from a position of power and calmness because Tanjiro wouldn't be able to hurt him, I'm guessing. Like, they could surprise us and, you know, and be like, oh yeah, Muzan's actually not that powerful. But, you know, him just being like, oh no, you know, and then just scratch that one person, turn them into a demon, you know, right in front, right in a crowded area, you know, and no one's able to really notice. And it's just, yeah, you got to deal with that now. Don't bother me. I can do that as much as I want. And I'm not right now, which is curious, right?
Right. You know. So there's two things I think we've learned about Muzan here. One is that he's extremely confident, like in his ability to just do whatever he wants to do. The other thing is that he thought Nezuko was somewhat special.
Yeah.
And here's something that might be like something tied to that, is there's been a little bit of a Child of Destiny stuff given to Tanjiro, but when they look at the two of them together, like the characters that have been showcased that have a little bit more of the expository world information stuff, like Urokodaki, for instance, and then also Gyu Tomioka. They had a little bit of a, these two are special.
Right.
These two are different. And now it might be that they're different both for different reasons.
Sure.
But what if it's actually the same? What if it's their bloodline? What if it's actually something about, you know, who they are as family that,
essentially,
you know, Muzan essentially was like, yeah, I'm going to create a super demon of sorts. I'm going to set them up. I'm going to kill all their family, leave the bodies there so Nezuko can just feed on them for a while.
Get big and strong and make little demons of her own. Yeah.
I mean, but that's the thing.
He's the only one that makes demons.
Right. But go about and be a new, I don't know,
a new
follower
force to be
or
reckoned
just
with.
another one out there.
Yeah.
But if he's got a little bit of a creepy daddy kind of thing going on here where he likes to foster families of either humans or demons that were his spawn, essentially. I really like the potential of that as a counter theme to what Tanjiro represents in the story. He is the brother. He is the protector. He is the family that she has left. And that's it. And we have this other guy who's going around making false families. You know, he's
and it's also, it can also bring up the question of, at what point does it matter whether you're a demon? So Tanjiro is trying to turn Nezuko back into a human.
Right.
What if he found out? I would not be surprised if they decided to do this. No, turning back into a human, that's impossible.
There's no way. Impossible.
That is actually impossible. There's no way to do that. What you should be really thinking about is there any way for her to be able to function so that she can still be like a human?
She can live life like a human.
She can live life like a human, because that's what I'm doing.
Because that is what Muzan's doing.
That's what Muzan's doing.
He is painting a literal picture of how she could integrate, and she just doesn't do these other things that Muzan's doing.
Exactly. And in fact, Muzan didn't do any of those things until that life was threatened to be disrupted by Tanjiro showing up. Now, maybe he was also doing it behind the scenes. I wouldn't be surprised. You know, or just...
Well, that's Nezuko.
Well, yeah.
Nezuko was an example of that.
Right, but like in the city, right? Because there's him going on, you know, business trips or whatever the probably equivalent is, right? You know, but
well, they had word that there was a demon in Tokyo, and specifically this sector, this district.
Right.
Tokyo,
so that could be Muzan. That could be a demon that Muzan made. You know.
Right. That's true.
Like
it probably wouldn't be Muzan actually. It'd probably be one that he created. Yeah.
Well, and if the rumor was because someone found some rumor of Muzan, but they didn't know it was Muzan, I wouldn't be surprised if he said, "Okay, here's what you're gonna do, kid. You killed that demon. You are going to say that the demon is dead. You stopped it, right?
Whoa.
If you don't, If you do any kind of other report, I will cause such mayhem in this area you won't even believe.
So tell...
I just want to live a quiet life.
Maybe Muzan big-brained that. That would be pretty crazy. And it ends up with him being like, oh, you're the one that killed that other demon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so then you might be the one that is the reason why my girl isn't following her directives or something right
yeah
now.
She hasn't
I haven't heard from her in years.
Yeah.
Or she just went dark. She disappeared.
Right, exactly. I gave her plenty of blood and plenty of bodies. She should have been fine.
That's something that I would love to see them bring up, is the idea that, because the next chapter, episode, or what have you, is called Enchanted Blood.
Scent of Enchanted Blood or
Scent
something.
of Enchanting Blood.
Right, which makes me think that they're going to realize that that's the kind of style or whatever that Nezuko has, is some kind of enchantment thing, right? Unless that's...
Smell of Enchanting Blood, yeah.
Yeah, unless that's specifically Muzan. But I get the feeling... I mean, maybe Tanjiro would be able to figure that out, but I get the feeling that would almost be too restricting for Muzan. But we don't know the rules of how the demon stuff works and everything, so who knows?
I would say that theirs seems to be something tied to blood, just probably
makes sense
for consistency's sake. And then we have Hamon tied to breath, and it's,
Yep.
JoJo's. Okay, so if Muzan has been here for a while, and he has no intentions of turning this family into demons, does he get lonely? And is he just really looking for companionship because he's 1,000 years old?
I mean, I can imagine 1,000 years, things would get pretty boring, especially if you, I've reached the top and had to stop, and that's what's bothering me. Like one of those things where it's like, okay, yeah, he can create demons, he can do all this stuff, and the demon slayers haven't killed him. Right?
So I want to be a man cub and stroll right into town.
Yeah.
And be just like the
I want to be like you.
I'm tired of walking, of walking around or something.
Yeah, something like that. You knew the song way better than me. But yeah.
I love that song.
But oh boy.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So Tanjiro and him have a conversation, let's say. Maybe they don't, maybe they do. But let's say this demon is one that quickly needs to be dispatched by Tanjiro. Tanjiro can still find Muzan's scent.
Yes.
Muzan is probably going to be curious about that. Because he's going to be like, did you just bump into me? He's like, I haven't done anything.
Did you somehow know what I looked like? And if so, from what? What's the deal?
Or he's going to ask Tanjiro after maybe Tanjiro gets rid of the demon. He's going to be like, who am I to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like maybe he's going to say something I have a peace treaty with the actual Demon Slayer Corps or something like that.
Right. Or he's going to be like, would you like to come have tea?
Yes.
And then he's going to be like, honey, can you go somewhere else?
Yeah, you put the kid down.
Right, can you go put the kid down or something? And then he's like, so, let's talk.
Right, who are you? What's your name?
Right, and oh boy, I love the idea of the protagonist, because, things have been going pretty well for Tanjiro so far, right? And for Nezuko, too.
I mean, since Urukadaki,
Yeah, since Urukadaki, right?
Yeah.
So the idea of suddenly, and now you're having tea with Cthulhu,
You're having tea, with something that's far beyond you.
Right, and suddenly Tanjiro is way out of his depth. And he's a good boy, so he's earnest and all that stuff, but that is so easy to be manipulated or
easy to if he even mentions Nezuko in any way, shape, or manner, he'd be like, wait a minute. Oh, I remember.
Wait a minute. Oh, yeah. Oh man. In a lot of ways, it is such a good thing that Nezuko isn't with him right now, and that's probably why, because he recognized the scent. So he was like, okay, I'm not taking her with me because that could complicate things, right? Of course, that's also gutsy and potentially stupid of him. Right, because his heart's in the right place.
Because my thought, because he's an earnest, simple boy.
Yep.
But he is clever at specific points. We see him do really clever things. If I smelled that, and my sister, who, yes, he doesn't need to protect her as much, her near killer, essentially, is nearby, and I can smell him, I might not specifically go, okay, I need to act to move towards him immediately. I'd be like, Nezuko, I need to make sure that you're safe. I go over to any kind of motel, anything if we have any kind of money. I'd be like, or hey, this udon guy, like, hey, my sister is really tired. Can you please just look after her for the next like 15, 20 minutes? Just at least have someone to just make sure that this is good. Because all it's going to take is for Nezuko to wake up in a Tanjiro's not near me here.
Right.
Goes looking for...
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Goes looking for...
Yep. Now, theoretically, he wouldn't even necessarily need a hotel. He could just bury her in the box.
I mean, he could also just set the box down somewhere.
Oh, yeah. But, like, so that no one finds it or anything.
She's sleeping.
Yeah, she's sleeping, you know. And
I mean, she was kind of in, like, a walking
like, sort of like,
you know?
I'm tired, but, like, okay, but, yeah, Mom, I'll walk, all right, we're still walking. When are we going home? You know, kind of a thing. But, oh, man. Yeah, we get that Nezuko is definitely durable and is quick and is capable in terms of handling herself if she gets attacked. But I'm more worried about the idea of a... of a puppeteer of sorts, someone that has influence potentially over her just because he's an archdemon of some kind. Right. Or also just a stray demon slayer, you know, that comes along and is like, you smell of a demon.
Again, I think they're going to go for the angle that Tanjiro has that in spades, kind of in the same way that Gon had it in Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, yeah.
His senses, you know?
Right. Yeah, so people wouldn't necessarily know that she's a demon. Yeah.
Right. Because it creates a lot of awkward story
if
instances.
Other people had that. Oh, yeah.
But we did encounter another demon slayer that didn't kill her because he saw that she was different.
That's true.
So far, so good.
We're 1 for 1.
We're 1 for 1.
Yeah.
Well, no, Urokodaki. That's 2 for 2.
2 for 2. Yeah. And I guess
and then
maybe
the guy with the sword that came in
3 for 3.
So far, actually, it's been pretty good.
Okay, all right, we're doing pretty good.
We're
that
on
means
here.
we're overdue.
Oh, no. Okay. We have them going to the big city here, which means we'll meet probably some other characters.
Which I love because the big city is also something where it explains, like, why were there telephone lines? Like, okay, this is kind of the technological, like, setup that we have for the world as a whole, right? It's very much in that transition period where you have the big cities that have all this stuff, and then the boonies, right? The townsfolk
really experience it.
Yeah.
And just the idea of that, has this been going on? Like,
that dirt face is great.
Man. Yeah, the Haikyuu level dirt faces are fantastic.
Walking in on the couple that's macking out and just, Nezuko's eyes are closed. Okay, good. Yeah, we'll just walk away.
Yeah.
But, oh boy.
I also really like that in some ways we're seeing the not omnipotence of Muzan here. He has no idea who Tanjiro is.
Yeah.
He doesn't even really care yet, maybe, who Tanjiro is. But he might if Tanjiro keeps, like, pressuring to know things and maybe says his name.
Right.
Which I don't know if he would. But given a kid comes up to you in a hood
and looks pissed,
with this look on his face.
Oh, yeah, he knows that he knows.
Has a sword that he's about to draw.
Yep. Yeah, Muzan knows that Tanjiro knows. But like,
and he literally does the, like,
like,
Daddy, who's that? And I'm oh, fuck. You sick bastard. That's evil genius.
Yeah. Well, and one of the things that I also love is that Muzan was actually surprised by Tanjiro grabbing his shoulder. Like, it wasn't like he had some sensing thing where he's like, oh, you're approaching me.
Right.
I can tell. You know, it's like, so theoretically,
he's like,
probably wouldn't have worked.
Who are you?
Yeah, who are you? But, like, theoretically, Tanjiro might have been able to just, if he had his sword out, you know, he could have just
lopped off his head.
Try and lopped off his head. Now, maybe that would have been a bit different because as the attack got closer, he would have realized what was happening. But in a crowded area,
he might have heard him, though.
Yeah, he might have heard him. But in this crowded area, and granted, crowded area, people would have probably freaked out a bit if there was someone running through a crowd with a sword. But someone just running through a crowd, no, that's just regular. That happens all the time, right?
Yeah,
probably. But yeah,
boy. Yeah, watch it be a thing like that where literally for the rest of the show, he, like, probably never encounters Muzan like this again, and he's thinking, if I had just used my sword, I might have been able to kill him there.
Yeah.
Just, bisected the top half of his head from the rest of his body.
Minimal trauma to his daughter, who, sees her top half of the father's head get cut off right in front of her.
Sees her not daddy,
Yeah.
But,
oh, man.
Okay. Cool. Villainous virtues.
Oh yeah, and like with the title of this episode being Muzan,
we knew we were gonna at least have something involving him in the episode.
I figured that we were going to see him once they did the thing of him questioning him. I'm like, okay, this is where we don't have to actually have him in the episode. We can
have a backstory thing,
right? We can get more information about him and sort of get introduced to him without actually meeting him. Because meeting him in episode 7, like that seems like it would be a bit too soon, don't you think?
Yeah.
Nope. But this is the perfect way to do it, because now there's a reason why Tanjiro can't do anything here, because one, Muzan could probably wipe the floor with him, but he also has a daughter and a wife. It's complicated. Oh boy.
What happens next?
Yep.
This is the perfect episode to sucker someone into binging the whole rest of the show right here. So y'all, if you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us and the rest of the community there about this show, about even the manga stuff going on. You can chat with us about all kinds of other anime and other stories like Jacob's sci-fi novel that he wrote.
So if you haven't heard somehow by now, I wrote a sci-fi novel called Battle Lines, and it's awesome, and it's available for purchase on Amazon if you're into books. The link is in the description below. It's in both hardback and ebook. Go check it out.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.